What is up, guys? We got a review for y'all today. Today we're going to be looking at the knife in this little box right here, Boker Plus, and you can see the person who bought this from the store paid $59 for this one. Luckily, you probably don't have to if you buy it online, so let's open up the box and see what we have here. Here we go. I don't know if this is not really too popular of a folder. Let me give you guys the specs. This is called a Boker Exskelibur 2. Let me give you guys the specs. 2 7/8 inch for a blade, 6 5/8 inches total. Blade steel is 440C. Handle is G10 and weight is 2.2 ounces. Now, one little thing you might see about this knife is that it doesn't have a thumb stud. Doesn't have a thumb hole, doesn't have a thumb disc, doesn't have a flipper. So, I would naturally assume it would be, not one-handed. But that's not true. This is a sort of like a gentleman's folder from Boker, but though it may look like a two-handed folder, you can actually quite easily open it with one hand. The way you can do that is just holding it in your right hand or whatever your dominant hand is, just rubbing your thumb literally against the blade and it'll open up. You see how fast I can do that? Another way is with, if you see up here on the knife, there is this little area of jimping. Now, while that does form a thumb sort of place for your thumb to rest when the knife is open, another purpose of that is a sort of a flipper. It's sort of like a reverse flipper. And what you can do is you can just push your thumb against this point, and the force, the torque on the pivot will make the blade come out. So if you can see, I just push up here and the blade will come out. So though this may look like a two-handed knife, and maybe even in some localities you can just convince somebody that it's a two-handed folder for legality, though I wouldn't advise that. But you can see that, despite its traditional looks, you can open it with one hand. And you can actually even open it pretty fast. I find that if I hold it like this and I flick up, I can actually, that's the fastest, most reliable, but I can flip it up and flick it out like that. So let's go on to the blade. 2 7/8 inches of absolutely beautiful 440C. This really looks like a custom, the satin finish they did on this one, and I really can't place why it looks so different than other satin finishes. If you compare it to something like the Tenacious, I think is sort of more of a vertical satin finish. This one's horizontal, and it's a really subtle difference, but it just makes it look so much more custom, And 440C takes a great satin finish, and you can just see how beautiful the knife is. It gleams in the light, right? Very high grind on this one. It's a flat grind from basically the spine. And it does have a nice thin edge. The relief edge could be put back a little bit, but it does cut pretty well. I really like the blade shape too. It's kind of a simple one, but to be honest, it fulfills basically all the tasks I need it to. You can see the Boker Plus logo up there. 0735 is the serial, and 440C in Skellern, which I'm not 100% sure how that's related to, because I do know the designer of this knife is Trevor Berger, South African knife maker. So let's move on to the handle here, and here we got some G10. Just your classic stuff. It's basically the same as on the Tenacious, and it's about the same price for a knife. This thing you can usually find for about $35 to $40. So it's a very reasonable price for this one. But if we go into the handle, you got decent quality G10. It's very comfortable in the hand. The knife is it just kind of sits in your hand very easily. You can see here you sort of have a unique pivot. I don't think mine didn't come with a tool, but I bought mine used. I'm not sure if it comes with a tool, to be honest, but I think I have seen somebody take a paper clip and bend it over and unscrewed it with that. I'm putting the ends in the little holes here. Just go MacGyver on it, and I'm sure you'll find a way to unloosen it. If we look at the lock here, we see how we have a standard liner lock, except guess what it's made out of? Titanium. it's made out of titanium. I think that's really cool for a knife this price. For 40 bucks, getting a titanium liner is really cool, and they anodize it a beautiful baby blue. And that just really adds a really cool accent to this knife. On the top here is a little rough on the finishing, the area where it contacts with the blade, but that's just a minor thing. And finally here you can see where it's made, and it says made in China, which is fine. Lockup is very solid, so there's really no complaints about that. Another really beautiful touch is if we look here, there's no pillar construction. It's a backspacer construction, and it's absolutely very, very well fitted together. And you can see there's a beautiful little red liner right here, and just adds such a it's just a little thing. I mean, it's just a little red line, but to me it just adds so much more class, and it just really sets this knife apart from just that simple aesthetic touch. But I really like this. It's a really beautiful knife. I really want to get a custom burger because they're also relatively affordable. The custom version of this knife goes for about just under 200 bucks, or about 200 bucks. So that's actually very affordable for a custom. It doesn't, mine has holes for a clip, but mine didn't come with a clip, and I remember seeing pictures, and I've never seen it with a clip. I'm sure it does have one, or else they wouldn't put these holes here, but that's beyond me. Overall, though, if you're looking for a high quality, sort of like an updated, traditional knife, this is a phenomenal choice. I mean, for the money, you really can't go wrong with this knife. Even for people who stick to one-hand folders exclusively, I know you guys will enjoy this one. This is really kind of a sleeper in the knife world because you don't really hear too many people talking about it. But for what it is, it's just a really, really nice knife. It's very classy. It's a gentleman's knife. It's definitely an EDC knife, not a super hard-used knife. But in that role, it just fits so well, and the fit and finish is just so good for the money. Every day that goes on, I'm getting more and more impressed by the products that both Boker and just the knife world in general can put out. It's just a beautiful knife at a good price. So I definitely advise it. If you really don't like something, even if you like more tactical design, then you probably wouldn't like this one as much. But if you can appreciate classic lines and a sort of a modern take on classics, then this one's for you. So it's my review of the Boker Exskelibur 2. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you later. Peace.